Yo guys, what's going on? It's Duel Unlocked here, and today we just got maxed with the cheapest deck in the game. That's right, we got maxed with Majespecters. This deck is extremely free-to-play friendly, and we hit max with it. We got it in like 50 wins, so it wasn't like a crazy max, but we were 19. We never deranked. We were stuck at 19 for like forever, but we never did derank though. So we have the triple Majespecters. You're running triple of all the Majespecters. Triple of the Yada. This one searches a Majespecter spell, so this can search your Cyclone or your Storm. You run one of Storm because it can deal with things that can't be destroyed. So it helps deal with things like Salads or things like Resonators, potentially. Of course, they could have the tuning gum and stuff to deal with that, so you got to keep that in mind as well. Unfortunately, Majesty's Pegasus is not Majespecter Pegasus. Otherwise, this deck would be a lot better if this could be searched off the Yada, but because this card is broken for Majespecters. We're going to be running the triple Ogama, or yeah, I think it's Ogama. This one can set a Majespecter trap, so you can either set your Tempest or your Gust, or your one-up Tornado. Triple Bunbuku, this is your best starter because you can search this, or you can search any other Majespecters when you summon this. We're going to be running the Majespecter Fox Triple Kyubi. This one can search a trap, so it's sometimes better than setting it because then your opponent won't know where you placed it. And then triple of the Cat. So the Cat will give you something during the end phase. So this one isn't the craziest, but it is a low scale, which you do need. You also almost feel like you wish that the deck had one more Majespecter monster, because it feels like a lot of times all you need is another, like, sometimes you just draw all spell and traps and, like, one monster, but you want as many monsters as possible, especially going first. So we are running triple MS. The thing with all the Majespecters is they can't be targeted or destroyed. We don't have a way to deal with back row. Like, none of these cards can deal with back row other than, like, Nightmare Phoenix, which we rarely go into, to be fair. So we're running triple MST because of that reason. So potentially to stop like a Book of Eclipse or something like that. Of course, the 2 Cyclone, the 1 Storm, triple Majesty's Pegasus because this field spell is amazing. This field spell will get you, if you summon any Majespecter, it can get you to a Bunbuku, and then Bunbuku can grab you another Majespecter, and then like you use your skill, Pendulum summon out like 3 or 4 bodies, which is huge. I'm running 1 IDP because I only have 1. I would definitely consider running more if you had more than 1, so there's that. 1 Tornado because it is pretty good. Only 2 counter traps. You could run 3 if you really want to, but I think 2 is enough. Sometimes, like if you go like super late game, it might come up where you're missing the 3rd. But I think I like 2 Majespecter Gust. This card is probably very like underrated in Majespecters. The fact that it can search, or that it can summon from the Pendulum Scales. One thing, so I'm usually either summoning out the Cat or the Bunbuku from the Pendulum Scales because that way it can replace this itself basically. So that's the reason why we do it like that. And so yeah. One more thing to note is that you want to, when you summon from Gust, make sure you do it not in a chain link, because if you do it in a chain link, then these are all wood effects. When it's summoned, when this card is normal special summon, it will miss timing. So I've done it so many times. So I'm hoping that me telling you will let you guys realize that that this deck can miss timing. So do be careful with that. I'm going to try and lower the music here for a second. So, yeah, the extra deck, we never went into Dark Rebellion. We never really went into Dweller, maybe once, but didn't need it. Utopia and Utopia Lightning are probably the mainstays. Honestly, you probably could run a second Utopia Lightning if you had it. Castell is really good. Sin was a late addition to the deck, never really went into it, but I could see it having some use. Break Sword is actually pretty good because you can pop like your back row or your scales. And Unicorn and Phoenix, or Phoenix and Unicorn, I didn't really go into these either, but these do get used occasionally to deal with other things. So there is that. So let's go and get into some replays here. The deck is very fun. If it goes first, it can pretty much beat any deck. with the right hand, so that is huge. So I saved up a few replays for you guys. We're gonna go start off with this one. I played a lot of hero players, and a lot of the hero players were not. They would summon the armed dragon and they would try and pop it. Like there were so many times it happened. I'm like, wow. I wanted to defend hero players, like, but I don't know if I can after seeing the amount of times they didn't read the cards. Which, to be fair, the deck is pretty uncommon. So you can see this is the hand we have. We're gonna summon the Bambuku effect, grab Fox. We then will use the United Pendulum scales. What United Pendulum does is it will just get another. So we have a high scale, so we can just get a low scale from the deck for free, which is huge. But their effects are negated, which we don't care about the pendulum effects because if you notice that there are no pendulum effects on these Majespecters. So this will get us a trap set and a trap search. So we're gonna set the Tempest and we're gonna search for the Tornado, and then we get the Bunbuku in the end phase. Unfortunately, we have the Storm. We wish it was the other one. We are gonna counter trap the Stratos. They're gonna go Draconic Contacts into Neos. I was hoping they would go Arm Dragon, but you know, it happens, it happens. So they're gonna go grab the Super Poly. Neos Fusion into the Kluger. Crosskeeper, draw 2, discard 1. And then we're gonna use our Tornado to send that pretty nice. We're gonna pen summon for 3. 1, 2, 3. Bunbuku, Kyuubi, and Yada. Get all their effects off. We're gonna grab the Cyclone. We're gonna grab the Gust. I think I should have grabbed the Banish here instead of the Gust, because now we don't really have a way to deal with a lot of these monsters, but we're gonna normal summon this, set the Cyclone, Storm, Kiteroid, you know, classic hero plays. They're gonna go Draconic Contact, and they're gonna bring out the Arm Dragon Thunder level 10. Get the Poly. And we're just gonna take it out in the end phase. We're gonna Gust here. See, this is why Gust isn't really good though, so I think I actually probably have the right idea of grabbing the Gust. So we're gonna normal, grab Yada, and we're gonna scale. Pendulum summon you, grab the Tempest. Here's where I should have grabbed the spell, I think. Or no, I guess we didn't have anything. I don't know. But this is fine, I guess. What I do is fine. I might be thinking of another game. So here we're gonna do this. We're gonna grab the Pegasus. Pegasus, bring out the Break Sword. We're gonna pop. Or before we pop, we're gonna go here, Break Sword, pop the field spell. They have a second Kiteroid, by the way. Luckily, it doesn't matter because we can still go through. And that's gonna be GG's. So we went through Stratos, Neos Fusion, Super Poly. You'll love to see it, you'll love to see it. So yeah, you can see this deck going first is insane. So the next replay is gonna be versus Resonators. Alright. I do want to see like the overall price of my deck on Duel Link's meta, right? Real quick. Like it's gotta be very cheap. I think I had it built in the deck builder. Might have lost the page, so I'll have to get back up to you on this. But let's see. So we're gonna be going first. We're gonna summon the thing. Summon the Toad. Set the Tempest. We're gonna go pen summon for 1. Not the greatest, but we do have IDP and Gust here. They play this really weird, I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna attempt to. They're gonna go Resonator Call, grab Crimson Resonator. And then they're gonna use their skill. They set their monster. They sent the effect failure. Very, very weird. We're gonna Gust. And then we're just gonna grab something in the end phase. They're gonna Crimson Gaia. Send us down. They don't have a Red Dragon Archfiend in the grave, so they can't summon anything. We're gonna summon the Bunbuku, grab the cat. They do have the Resonator, that's why Soul Resonator can protect them. That's why we're gonna search for the spell that doesn't care about that. So we're gonna go Storm, send that back. We're gonna Pegasus Tribute, and that should just be lethal. And you can see we're just setting a back row here as well. As I mean, hey, not the best showcase from the Resonator player, but we will take it. We'll take it. They might just be learning the deck, to be fair. All right, 2 more replays to go. Then we got the max. Do they have the music, like the max music in when you about a max? Do they play it? I have to check that probably because the max music's pretty cool. All right, so like I said, this deck is insane going first. It is a lot harder going second, so that's why the majority. That's why it wasn't a super easy max, but you do go first enough to where you can still get a win. But this hand was actually insane. Probably the most insane hand you can get. You can see we set the Majespecter Tornado, we set Cyclone. One of the key things to do here is to like know when to set what. Like because we have a full board of bodies, we don't want to summon the or to get a gust at any point. If we only had like 2 bodies, a gust could be better than potentially a tornado, for example, because we already would have had the Cyclone and the Tempest. So like trying to figure out when to search what is also a pretty big deal. So you can see they're gonna actually try and pop us. We don't care. This is the Floodgate variant. Thank goodness we went first. They're gonna try and pop us again. Like I said, hero plays, and we're just gonna pop them, and then we're gonna pen summon. And I accidentally negated myself because I was like I had to go do something. I'm like, oh wait, no. And then I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, oh no, they have Kite. Or like, come on. So we took the 16 and then they just surrender. But yeah, I accidentally negated myself in that duel. Because I had to go, someone was calling me. So, oops. But we go next. Alright. So this was our rank up duel. Let me see if the music is live for here. We're versus heroes, and we're going first again. Huge. And let's see. Yeah, alright. Let's go. So we summon the Kyuubi, we Pegasus, summon the Bumbuku, grab the Yada, United Pendulums, and you can see here we got a full 3 board bodies. Opening up double field spell is rough, but it's not the worst. We'd rather have another monster, of course. We get the Tempest, we get the Cyclone, we get the Counter Trap. They're gonna Cosmic Cyclone, take away the Tornado, which Tornado's really good because it can deal with the Neos Fusion, so that was a little unfortunate. So they're also not gonna read. There were so many hero plays that didn't read. We're gonna counter the Stratos because we do not want to deal with whatever they're gonna search. I was kind of scared they would Neos Fusion here, which we don't have the best answer to Neos Fusion at this point. But we could have just, if they did go Rainbow Neos, we would have used Cyclone on the Armed Dragon anyway. So we're going to Cyclone, take it out, and we're just going to grab Bumbuku search Kyuubi, and from here, we're going to go and grab the Gust, grab the Tempest, 1, 2, Jeez, that was a max. So yeah, the deck, very fun. As you can see, going first, it is really good. Going second, it can struggle, but it can still win. I put MSPs in for going second as well, so hopefully that works. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm thinking of doing a, maybe like a KC Cup power rankings where I think each deck are going to perform for the KC Cup, so make sure you look out for that video. See you then!